As we near the end of 2024, technological advancements have continued to reshape industries and the society at large. On today's episode of Tech Talk, we'll be highlighting transformative tech trends from artificial intelligence, cybersecurity to sustainability that have defined innovation this year. Joining us in the discussion is Nosa Endurance, a tech savvy. Before we begin, let's go on a quick break. We'll be back in no time. My name is Dorcas Yakubu. You're watching Tech Talk on Trust TV. Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, you're watching Tech Talk on Trust TV. Together with me in the studio is Nosa Endurance. And like I said before we went on the break, we'll be highlighting transformative tech trends from artificial intelligence, cybersecurity to sustainability that have defined innovation this year. Good to have you on the program once again.
Thank you. Thank you for always having me in the studio. I enjoy these conversations.
Okay, so as 2024 is coming to an end, we'd want to know major tech trends that happened this year.
The year was a very interesting one. Some things did not go how we thought they would go, right? Especially in the area of spatial computing. This was supposed to be a very big year for spatial computing. Spatial computing in the sense of, I don't know if you heard of the Apple Vision Pro. So XR, that's MRO, VR, mixed reality and virtual reality. So we thought this was the year it was going to become big and to take off. But Apple came into the market from a very, very, very terrible perspective, price-wise, because they came in at $3,500. That's like 10 million naira. At a point, it was almost 10 million naira. So they already excluded a lot of persons from the market, from their target market. So they did not believe it did not take off. And for the type of tech, it was bulky, it was not well designed. It's not what we expect from Apple. But as part of that industry, because I work in VR, I expected that Apple would really be the one to change the direction of that. I felt, okay, when Apple come in, they will do it so well that everybody will want to be a part of this. But they did not. They botched their whole thing and it didn't really work out. So that's for spatial computing. We saw the rise of AI in terms of video. So Sora model. Sora was launched, I think, in June. That's the video model for AI videos, AI video generation.
I mean, that trended this year.
Yeah. Sometime in June, it was just like, it was teased. But as at last month or this month, I'm not sure. I don't have my timeline straight. It has been released to the public, and the reviews have not been too good. But yeah, now we can generate videos with AI, and that is crazy. The fact that you can think a thing, tell AI, and then they'll generate a video. I don't know, sometimes these things are black magic, honestly. It's magic. It's like Babalawo did something.
Oh, wow.
It's at that level, because even the persons doing it don't know why it works.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we don't know why AI work. We know how to teach them to work, but we don't know why they work or how they work the way they. We can teach them, but we can't control them, essentially. So we are now at the realm of magic. So this year was a fantastic year. We saw, Apple did their thing with their phones, but they are starting to cap out as well. There's no innovation. I think what they did is they added the camera button to iPhone 16. Yeah. Right? An AI thing to iPhone 16 as well. So,
I think this AI is everywhere this year.
AI
became more popular this year.
Yeah. It not only that it's becoming more popular, it's also becoming more accepted and adopted. Yeah. I don't know how you guys use it here in the studio, but for us now, we don't think about copies anymore. If we never had a copywriter in our team, but if we did, they would have lost their job this year, right? So what that means is, if now I be like, oh, guy, let's write a copy for this particular topic. The first thing we think about is not who we write it. Throw it to the AI, let it generate something, and then we would edit that. So. And now it's just normal. It's not novel. It's not.
Yeah, you know, when AI came, a lot of people were complaining, oh, it's taking away our jobs and everything. But right now, a lot of people have accepted it. Yeah.
So, to that thing you just said, right? The thing with this AI and how people think it will take away jobs, I'm not really sure it will. It's just, let's look at it like this. It's like when when your phone had a camera, right? Okay, so I'll tell you about an experience I had. We went to Millennium Park. It's a Millennium Park now in Abuja here. You know when you enter the park, there's this guys that snap pictures.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
So I saw somebody still carrying a full camera and trying to snap pictures. I was like, no, this does not work anymore. Right? Because that trend has gone on.
Yeah.
Now I can just snap picture with my phone. I have an iPhone. It's better than your camera.
I've actually seen photographers that use their phones.
Exactly.
Like they pay them to snap you. They'll snap you with their phone.
Exactly.
And they'll be paid for.
Exactly. So now, what I'm trying to get at is now, if you go to a wedding now, you see there's a designated photographer, and then you see other people standing around using their
freelancers,
even regular visitors or
okay.
regular guests. Sorry, they will just come and use their phones. That's what AI is going to do. AI is going to open up whatever technologies that were very complicated. It's going to make it accessible to everybody. It's not going to take it away from the pros. It's going to make it accessible to everybody. Like now, okay, so we just talked about AI generating videos, right? If an AI can generate a video, what that means is I can sit in my room and make a complete movie. It doesn't mean that nobody will go to the cinema anymore. It just means that now I can do it.
It's easier, faster.
Exactly. Now I can be a producer. I don't have to think about how to operate cameras. I don't have to think about, but people will still operate cameras. They're still going to be the fine art of that particular sector. But then now, it is now more open. People can come in and access.
With the positive aspects of AI, we saw so many trends. Fake videos, fake news circulating. How would you address that issue? How do you think, the government or a regulating body should address that issue, come 2025?
It's Pandora's box has been opened. There is no closing it. I don't think it can be addressed particularly in the sense of what I know particularly, right? I'm going to try to not make general assumptions because as much as I know about these fields, I don't particularly work in AI. Just I've read a lot about, I try to keep up with the trends, right? So I don't particularly think we can control the technology, right? Because it's already like anybody can do it. Large language models are open to the public. I can download one on my computer, train it from where they stopped to do whatever it is I want it to do. So once we've gotten to that point, there's really nothing nobody can do to control it, and we're already at that point. So what we can try to do is to create systems that can detect, and which is, I think they are doing some in schools now. If you write your essay or paper with AI, I think there are systems that you can run it through that will detect this was generated by AI. And also, the existential threat is still like maybe 2. We don't know, with the rapid growth, let's say a year away. Because I used to say 5 years away, but now the rate of growth is too fast. It's no longer predictable. Because now you can still see errors in the videos. If you're a developer and you copy AI code, it's so much trouble because the code is going to be very bad, right? Because they don't know how to be consistent yet, and they don't know how to check themselves yet, which is something I know they'll figure it out. If they are gotten to the point, eventually they'll figure it out. So it's not something that is completely a threat yet. They still make videos and you see hands with 6 fingers, 7 fingers. There are still some very minor errors. They don't know how the body moves yet. So all those kind of things will still be able to like help us detect what is fake and what is real for now. But going, say, another year or two into the future, I don't know what is going to happen. And I am sure the bodies responsible would also try to, if you are creating this thing and you are seeing how powerful it is, you should also try to mitigate. It's like creating social media and not knowing that people use it for fraud, And so you also have to try to cover the risks for the persons you are creating the systems for. So I think that would happen normally without interference from the government, because if not, you are creating a product that is going to be used for more harm than good.
So the year 2024 saw an increase in sextortions. Because a lot of people, like almost everybody, has access to a mobile phone. Age 10, 16, and all of that. So do you think there should be do you think social media should be regulated come 2025? Because there has been, it's been in the news. The government has been talking about regulations and and all of that.
The thing is, maybe I'm not the best person to ask this question, right? The reason being, I like open boundaries, free flow of information, back and forth. I prefer it. Yes, the risk you just mentioned, they are always going to be there, right? And then that's why I would say the way to go would not be leave the tech alone. Let's focus on the people, right? If you press the calculator, 2 plus 2 is supposed to show 4. If it shows 5, it's not the calculator. Yes, there's no way you can press the calculator and it shows 5 and you still know it's the calculator that caused it. If you are on social media, that is supposed to be for communication, and you are now in a place where you are now asked to pay a ransom. How did you get there? Right? So I think what we need to do is to educate people on the risks of what, this thing that you're holding, as good and as nice and as entertaining as it can be, it is a very high risk device as well. It's a very high risk service. So how do you how we need to be able to tell people that, okay, don't just go into this place being naive, don't go into this place. Also, yes, maybe we can set an age limit, maybe say 13, 16, I don't know. I'm not a health professional or a social worker to know what the exact age should be, but maybe an age restriction. So, okay, before this particular age, please let's not, just what we have with alcohol and other intoxicating drugs. Let's have an age limit. That's the only thing I would actually just say. Let's have an age limit and then educate every other person that, okay, this thing you're about to go into, if somebody say you should send picture and you don't know them, do not send them. It's pretty simple. Why are you sending picture to somebody you don't know?
I think even talking about morals, you're not even supposed to be having that kind of conversation in the first place.
Exactly. So we cannot blame the technology. The technology only amplifies what's already there. That means that same person that sends picture over the internet would have given the same picture to the person physically. That's just what it means. It's just that now there's anonymity. I don't know you, you don't know me. Now there is this problem that can happen. So it's the anonymity factor that the social media is responsible for, and they try to curb that. But people are creative. They look for loopholes for these things. So apart from the anonymity, the character factor is a human thing. We have to address it at the human level.
So recently, ChatGPT crashed. I don't know if it crashed, it stopped working.
Right.
And a lot of people were just complaining, they can't access it.
Right.
Don't you think this AI thing is a big problem to the youth? Because right now, if there was no ChatGPT, you put on your skills, you write that script, but people couldn't function because ChatGPT crashed.
You know what? Us humans, we are very extendable. We are very extendable creatures. We are not like, if you use a tool for okay, what was this? Yes, your phone, right? As much as you would like to think that you don't depend on your phone, you do.
Okay.
We are basically cyborgs at this point already. Or at this point, we all have phones that are personal to us. I have, apart from my own phone number and think my mom's, I don't have any phone number in my head. So if they catch me anywhere now and they collect my phone, lost, if not that I can call my mom, right? So it's not a thing that I'm proud of, but it is, what is the chances that I will lose my phone, right? Free up that brain power and use it for something else.
Okay.
It's like saying I have a calculator in an exam hall and I'm like, no, I'm a traditional man, I do 1 + 1, I don't press calculator. It's fine, it's good, but why not free up that brain power? Use the calculator and use the brain power for something else.
Okay.
Use the ChatGPT and use the brain power for something else. The thing is, all this is going to lead to is abundance if we don't destroy ourselves at some point because of some bad elements. But if it does not, it's just going to lead to abundance because it means there is more free brain power to go do something else. It is not going to lead to, at least, I'm on national TV, so I don't want to come out, eat my words, but from where I stand, I don't think it will go to a place where we will regret it.
Okay.
Because those persons that you are freeing up to go do something else, they only become more creative. We are motivated by boredom. If you do your essay, what will you not be doing? If you use ChatGPT to do your essay now and it's done, so what do you do with all that time and brain space?
Do something else.
You do something else. You become more creative. You have more time to go do something that you actually maybe are interested in. So yeah, that's kind of what I think. I understand the dependency and I know why it's alarming, but the people that would have done something with their life will still do even more with their life now. The ones that will not do anything before are the ones that we are crying that they did not do anything now. And so I don't see it as a bad thing that people are dependent on technology, as long as it's available and it's good and it's not killing anybody. It's fine.
All right, viewers, let's go on a quick break. We're back in no time. To stay with us. Welcome back from the break. In case you're just joining us, you're watching the program Tech Talk on Trust TV. And before we went on the break, we've been talking about technological trends that were popular in the year 2024. So, Endurance, can you tell us some other, technological trends that were popular, in the year 2024 aside AI that we've been talking about?
Oh yeah, like I said earlier in the interview, spatial computing was one of them that was very popular, and I talked about how Apple did not do a good launch.
Yeah.
Now, on the other side of that, in this part of the world, like Africa, now let's talk about how that really helped us here. Special computing in Africa this year really took off. There have been a couple of events, the Omniverse event in Lagos early in the year. There was XR inclusion. There was a couple of events that really tried to, bring people into the XR and spatial computing industry. And then also there's a lot of attention now. There is Android XR that was released like a few days ago. I think 2 or 3 days, maybe a week ago at this point. It's Samsung trying to come into the spatial computing part of the industry. And now the thing is, the reason why this is such a big deal is that it is very early. It's like coming into spatial computing right now is like buying Bitcoin early. It's like buying Bitcoin in 2011, right? The thing is, the technology is the future. There is no, you see how phones are tapered out. There's nothing to innovate in mobile phones anymore. He said that's why iPhone is doing that small camera thing, because what do you want to do? You call it exactly there. You've done everything, unless somebody is super creative and they surprise us with their next project, right? But now the other area that we are gradually shifting focus to is spatial computing. Now what that means is, and this is where is the future. So imagine you come to your office and you don't have screens. That's why it is the direction that the world will go to, because we spend a lot of money buying computer screens. So you have one computer, you have like 3 monitors or 2 monitors depending on what you do. If you're an editor, you probably have more. If you are maybe a regular office person. But now what would happen instead is you have a headset, a very portable headset, you wear it and you only see your screens. Those screens, you can have as many as you want, as big as you want, and you only see it. So it is the direction I think technology would go from where it is currently, unless something dramatic happens, right? And then because that's the direction that it will go, it is good that we have early adopters. This is not a time to have the world leave us behind again, right? Because like in the terms of mobile computing, we were not, our hand no day. We were not in the conversation at all. We were not developing software. We were not creating hardware. We were just not in it. Computers, same thing. So this spatial computing, which is AR, VR, I am so glad that Africans are in the conversation. We are actively doing things there. We are trying to preserve heritage. There was a project in Uganda that is trying to preserve things like museums, so popular sites, maybe a historical site. They will scan it into VR and then it's preserved forever. So assuming you are, Daddy, how was the village when you were growing up? So they can give you a headset, you wear it and you see it as it was in that time. So the fact that those initiatives are already being done now is like a testament to what is possible in the future. And to think that, like my agency as well, we are a game development agency. We specialize in VR, virtual reality. And we were recognized significantly across the world this year. Recognized by Meta, we're recognized by Upload VR. So the fact that it's a small company in Africa is being recognized globally is showing you that, okay, there's a lot of opportunities in the sector and it's not yet saturated. Because if it's where there will be so much influx that we would not matter. It's just that there is not enough people yet, so anybody counts, everybody counts.
So the growth is slow.
Yes.
What can be done in 2025 to change this narrative?
You know what I said about Apple coming in, right? Is still okay. A couple of things have to happen. I'm not sure if they would happen in the next year. But one thing has to be that it has to be very portable, because one of the problems now is that it's too bulky, right? Because what the phone did, right, that it was now accepted globally was the fact that it went from that bulky thing and the landline to something that can fit in your pocket. So immediately it could fit in your pocket. We just accepted it, right? So what we need for spatial computing is for it to start, like you have glasses on now. So imagine your glasses you are projecting screens. As you're talking to me, you're seeing screens around that only you can see. At that point, we don't have to convince you to buy it. If it's big, as it's big and bulky, I have a couple of VR headsets in the house.
I think that was what happened last year when VR. I think VR was more popular last year compared to this year, and everybody wanted to just get one for himself.
Right. And one of the reasons why people try to get one is because first of all, it has the novelty factor. Like, what is happening? Let me see.
Experience is amazing.
And you understand? Let me check. And once that wears out, because eventually it will wear out, then you now realize that, oh, this thing is too heavy. I can't use it on a day-to-day, right? But once the problem of weight and bulkiness is solved, then you don't have to worry about it. It's convenient. It's in your pocket. It's in a glass case. You just, I'm at the office. Maybe they even find a way to have medicated glasses as well. So you are using it as the way you would use your normal glasses. And once we solve that, then we'll be in a very good place in that particular technology. And not only will it just be good for the sake that people are adopting it, it's really going to improve our life. Samsung product that they released that I talked about a few minutes ago, there's one of the key features is that, assuming you are learning to, say, cook a particular meal, once you put all the ingredients down, as you are looking at the ingredients, you'll be telling you, okay, this one is pepper, that one is onions. You're supposed to take 2 of that. It is instructing you in real time. Not only it's not a list of things you should do. It's like it's looking at it's seeing what you are saying and telling you what to do based on what you are seeing. So okay, so that's onion. So you need like 2 portions of that. Okay, take the oil, put it in the fire. Now we need it to be warm before. So you see the level of convenience that's going to generate if it is done properly. So with that level of convenience, adoption is just going to be normal. It's not going to be something that you stress about. People are just going to adopt it because it is the next logical thing to do. Yeah. So
what about tech talent in 2024? What can you say about it? Are more people willing to go into tech, or are they willing to go into tech because they have passion for it, or they are willing to go into tech because dollar is way higher than naira?
Right. That's what I was going to say. Right. People are hardly. Understandably so, right? We're in a third world country. We don't have the privilege or the luxury of saying, I am passionate. Hunger will kill you mostly. So we cannot afford that, right? And not to say that people don't do it or that people don't function in that case, but we have to also prioritize having something that is sustainable over the long period of time. So to your question, right? People are coming into the industry mainly because of, like you said, it is financially viable, very, very financially viable, right? But then that is not causing a saturation. So a lot of saturation and underskilling. So most people don't know what they are doing, but they just know enough to make money. Like you don't really, because one of the things is, if you know a thing well, that's the only time you can innovate. You have to know it well. You have to know it back and front.
I think AI is helping some people.
No, AI will not help you. That's the problem. AI will help you solve the problem at hand. Okay, so if you want to innovate in a sector, or at least this is what I think, let me not do a generalization now. I've not lived long enough to know. So if you want to innovate in a sector, you have to know that particular thing. You have to know it very well so that you know why it works, and then you know what to remove that it will still work, or you know what to add that it will still work. But if you just know it enough that you can produce results, if you go and remove something, everything will break because you don't know what everything does traditionally, right? So we need people to actually go in and learn. They should learn deeply, so that when they come out to make it, because what I want Africa to, this is a personal goal for me. I want Africa to not just be consumers. I'm tired. Personally, I'm tired that all we do is consume. The rest of the world just creates, and we consume. Let us be able to, contribute back. And we have, and the funny thing, we have a lot to give. Our unique point of view. You see, Nigerian movies, Nigerian music is blowing up worldwide. Not because it is special, it's that, we have not heard this type before.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Afrobeat is the whole thing. Now everybody wants to be, Afrobeat. Everybody wants to be associated. They are featuring Burna Boy and our boys everywhere. The reason is that, this is something new. We've not heard this before. So we have a lot to offer. We have a lot to offer in the sense that it is novel. Nobody has seen this before. But our own issue now is that we are more, it's not really, we are more inclined towards consumption. We are inclined towards consumption. And because we're inclined towards consumption, when we learn things, we are not learning to innovate. We are learning to make enough so we can consume. So it's still just, so this tech, how will I make money? Say, just learn WordPress. Learn WordPress, you have started making money. But you don't know tech. But you go around and start, I'm a tech bro. WordPress is what you know.
Yeah.
It's not a tech language. It's never a language that you can boast of anywhere, really. So, I think we should deep learning, because yes, a lot of persons are adopting technology, but we need deep learning. People should learn, like really know their stuff, and really know it. Whatever it is that you are doing, know it so well that you can tear it apart. Like, mechanic would have collected stray bullets. So now, right? My car since I got it. One of the reasons why all the problems I've had in my car was caused by a mechanic.
Oh, wow.
Do you understand? Like I bought a brand new, okay, technically not brand new, but I got a car that was in good order, in good shape, right? In good shape. And then the mechanic caused all the problems I have. They forgot to put one thing here, another thing broke. They forgot to do this, another thing broke. Something broke, they did not tell me, another thing broke. So all the faults I have in my car, apart from the bad roads and so the wheels they're caused by a mechanic. So what I'm trying to say is that had it been, if that mechanic knew exactly what everything in that engine is supposed to do, I would not have those problems, right? They just know enough to maybe change tire, change oil. Okay, if your top gasket burn, but if you know it thoroughly, like you can assemble an engine, you can do, you will not be, no, sir, no, you can't drive it like that. Or if you drive it like that, in the next 1 week, this will happen. Nobody will encourage you. Sir, no, don't worry, you don't need it. How can you tell me? So the person that put it there, was the person mad?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying about tech talents as well. Know your thing very well. If you know your thing very well, you first of all you become more valuable to the whole world. To the whole world. You can speak anyway, you speak confidently. There's no room you enter that you'll be saying, let them not catch that I'm fake. You will speak with your full chest, you will speak as you want. Whatever they ask you the question, the one you don't know, sure you say you don't know.
True.
But you will know enough to speak truths. You will not be hiding. So and that will help you in interviews and everywhere else. Yeah. So let's know our thing very well.
Thank you so much, Endurance, for coming to the program once again and for sharing your insights.
Thank you so much for having me. I do enjoy these conversations.
Same here.
But I think people should start, maybe give me a permanent program or something.
We'll look into that.
All right.
And this is where we draw the curtains today. Do also follow us across all our social media platforms for more programs, news and documentaries. My name is Dorcas Yakubu. See you next time.